Let me remix this shit. I think I can. Cause you'll see the chopper.
I'll have two number 9.
Dual wielding.
Number 9 law.
Excuse me.
Number 6 extra dip. A number 7. 2 number 45.
Man, the idea of this place, cuz, is just like I don't know how you could live after eating this shit. You guys finna die eating there, cuz they serve death. You could just get a bucket of chicken. God damn.
Struggling with moderate.
It's like you ordered the fucking death meal. Oh my gosh. The idea that some other guy, like 2 niggas ordered a bucket of chicken. Like, what are you gonna do with a bucket of chicken, goat? El Hermano versus Sniper. I'm not sure it's the same place, good. Chicken joint. Like ill tomatoes. Sniper versus Asteroid. Well, let's just do some math. Yeah, didn't think so, cut. Don't you love some skill, my guy? Sniper versus light speed dust. Speck of dust hits Earth at light speed. Come on, cuz. Where is it? Speck of dust hits Earth at light speed, Philippines. Come on. I'm waiting, cuz. You were like, what's gonna happen? I showed you. You died.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, light speed. Good thing there was that nice little cloud there for you. Yeah, you don't tell me what to do, you piece of shit. That's kind of the point here. You trying to tell me whatever the fuck you want is how you got in this situation in the first place. Because you need to shut the fuck up. But you already knew that. Because you're very unintelligent. No, that ain't the one G. It's A, but it's not a V. They'll be like, yeah, this is what the dinosaurs look like, and their bones don't suggest that at all, cuz. Oh, my fellow Americans. We're getting to the point where it's like, ain't too many places where I can't. There's not too many places where I can't be like, yeah, you know, it happened. Just not. Hey, keep being a pussy if you want, cuz. I ain't say grain of sand, I said speck of dust. Dust particle hits the earth at light speed. Someone would be like, how are you even? Like, yeah, you wouldn't believe me anyway, so there's no point in telling you, cuz. Because we've already been over this. We've been going over this shit for billions of years, cuz. And you keep pretending like I give a fuck about you. I've been doing this shit for billions of years, nigga. No, your lives don't matter. Big surprise. Who could ever believe something so obvious was the truth?
A changing of the country, the demographics, becoming more minority, and you have white folks running the system. Let me tell y'all something. A couple of years ago, not a couple of years ago, probably it was either 16 or 17. Folks at TV One invited me to a media buyers meeting reception here. Y'all walked in there. It was about 300-400 people. It wasn't no more than 5 black people.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Let me say it again. About 300 or 400 people at that reception.
Sounds about right, cuz.
Want to understand who controls the money in politics? It ain't black people. You got big, rich white donors giving money.
Which is such a relative word, cuz.
We ain't controlling those dollars. Now they need our votes, but then we're having to beg, borrow, and plead for the money. That's why I call it political sharecropping. Really right now. Tweeting with my polling data that he's been seeing all across the country. He's the director of the Black Voter Project.
You run another road.
Research journey from Sacramento. And Chris, you have been making this point constantly in your tweets that if the Harris-Walz campaign wants to win, and if Democrats want to win, Governor's Mansion in North Carolina, hold the Senate seat in Ohio, hold the Senate seat in Arizona, hold the Senate seat in Nevada, win the Senate seat in Florida and Texas, there has to be investment targeting black people, minority voters, and young voters.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me back.
What's a minority voter,
Such an
cuz?
important point to drive home, and it's really twofold.
Like white women or something?
The cycle is going to go one of two ways, depending on how much investment is made in turning out black voters. I really don't have much.
I don't know why they keep trying to like hit you with the black voter shit.
We're seeing that in good polling data.
Small percentage of the population, cuz.
But I am, still worried that turnout is going to reach numbers that are needed, the 62, 63% nationwide, higher in battleground states like Pennsylvania. 2020 black turnout was upwards of.
You heard him? He's like only 5 black people were there, and he was one of them.
Right, it takes work.
Whether he's exaggerating or not,
Spending, mobilization, running ads.
it's just not a lot.
And running ads that are being put together by people who know.
It's a finite amount.
Mobilize black voters. And so, as you said, there's one of 5 people in 400 of black media.
He said 3.
In the black consulting world, there's only a handful of black consulting firms trying to figure out how to get, a contract here or a contract there with these big campaigns, with these PACs, to actually help them mobilize black voters. It's kind of a side story, right? There's not the interest that it.
Some shit will happen. You'll be like, oh, no, the only black people there, and you'll be like, yep, that's right, nigga.
Black voters, as you mentioned,
Right here.
Steady support of the Democratic Party, and once you get someone to vote, they're likely to continue voting.
He'll go in there. He'll be,
So the more black people you
I don't know, wherever your group of black people, y'all go, and y'all got only black people there. Like, yeah, exactly. That's right, nigga. Fuck you think was gonna show up?
Change the electorate for years to come, right?
Who else did you expect?
Right, put that time and energy in. Just like,
And Chris, Chris, the issue here is not percentage.
You ever been hit with that? Where people, like some other group of person, they'll be like, oh, you speak so well. Like, yeah, way better than you. My speech is far superior to your own.
So, because first of all, we've seen the last 5 cycles of black voter turnout.
So fucking superior to yours. Leaps and bounds. Beyond drastic.
When you talk about those ads, yes, ads that done by black people in our language. But it's not just ads. It's also on the ground. It's touching people. It's activation. It's also funding grassroots organizations who are going door to door, precinct by precinct, who are going to those places, sending folks that look like them.
Yeah, I did this joint one time. Some union or reach out. Somebody was they were running for something in the city. So I'm like, going to their houses and giving out these pamphlets, like, hey guys, wherever. They sent me here for you as a union worker. And they're paying me, so, like, hey, they want your vote cut.
Because that's how how they make their money. They get a percentage of the media buys. And so
Oh, they said me.
Understand. And this is also what I've been saying constantly, and I've been yelling this, that the black electorate has changed. If you look at every year,
Sure is different.
civil rights movement.
Older and older.
Civil rights movement baby. I was born November 14th,
I won't.
1968. And I see with my generation, which was Gen X, that you see
Huge difference, cuz.
less self-identify as Democrats, which means we are open to
Nigga,
other
they weren't Democrats then, cuz. They were Republicans.
Yes, we don't self-identify, which means you now have to micro-target black people. That means that you now have to spend, the reality is, 3 to 4
Yeah, you actually have to earn their fucking vote, cuz.
used to do because black voters are not self-identifying. And Chris, I dare say that's the problem for the white consultants. They don't want to spend that money. They going, well,
They don't want to earn your vote, cuz.
According to the notice story,
Why
$7 billion was spent
should
on
they try to earn your vote when you know, oh, anchor baby such and such came here illegally, and like, you know, because their parents were like, hey, you're gonna be born here, they're going for their vote, cuz.
That was a big problem as well. I can tell you for a fact.
That's the term they use, anchor baby.
Labor in June, on June 17th, and $60 million was committed to be spent. And then, of course, that debate was 10 days later. But these white Democratic strategists are going to have to shut the hell up and listen to black people and realize the micro-targeting of black people is real, and you're going to have to cut a bigger check, and that means funding black political consultants.
You see it with the whole, like, Hispanic, what they call it, with their community, with their outreach. They're like, why? Because they don't have the same values, dumbass.
Is exactly what's happening, and a lot of the research falls to the same fault.
They had no loyalty. How you think their family came to this country, nigga? Otherwise, they still be there.
Certain states or across the country, they say, oh, it's 12% here, it's 13% here.
They'll tell you that goddamn so.
And it's more effective to spend trying to address all voters.
They from Venezuela and they got a Venezuelan flag.
That's to capture black voters, speaking to them through just a little segment of the entire campaign. Instead of
They from El Salvador, They got a flag from El Salvador.
It ends up getting written off. Ends up being forgotten.
They're from like the Dominican Republic. They'll be like, hey, they Dominican. Like, oh, I thought you said you were born here, cuz. Which one is it?
But again, to mobilize the black community for the future. When we look at places like Georgia, Georgia didn't turn blue overnight. It was almost a decade of a campaign on the ground there. Black Voters Matter campaign.
Yeah,
to try and
Georgia used to be a Democrat state.
We're not elected to the Senate. That was years and years and years in the making. That these campaigns that these
Now it's Republic.
want to do or don't understand how to do.
Mississippi, historically voted Democrat.
And if so, we won't have to look at decisions like today where we see conservative courts deciding whether or not someone gets extra time to live, right? Or if there's actually going to be a stay on an execution where there's sort of overwhelming evidence that someone should have extra time to live. In this case, right, the court, because it's overwhelming conservative right now, made that decision for him.
Excuse me.
If black voters are in the fold, if we are having black voters voices heard to the magnitude that they should be and could be, it can completely change the political landscape.
I'm going to go to my panel here. I'm going to Mustafa first. Mustafa.
It's just not enough black people, cuz. I don't know why they keep trying to panel.
He used to say, don't tell me you love me, show me you love me. It makes sense. Don't tell me you want black votes, show me you want black votes. So I'm wondering, how do we make sure that these folks who have these dollars are actually moving them? What is the pressure point? What are the leverages that we have to move this in the right direction?
I think for me, I always turn to just like getting out the vote firsthand. And once you can get someone voting and active, and you can make the case that their vote matters, that there's something to vote for, then you have to look at getting black elected representatives in office and getting black officials in office who are from the community, who will relate to the community, and who understand the struggle.
That's where it just falls apart,
so it's not only just changing who's voting, but changing what the elected representatives look like. And as you'll
Here's
see,
the irony with it,
local,
right? When you like,
representatives out there
you
fighting
saw
for
it. So whatever the fuck Jackson Lee ended up in the graveyard.
out there passing the most revolutionary policy, their voice is out there, oftentimes changing the conversation. And so it's a two-way street for me. You have to get the voters in there and active, but then you also have to get black representatives on the ticket.
They'll be like representatives like Aka, Clarence Thomas.
Puts pressure on the parties, on these PACs.
I don't know, a lot of people, alright, the whole Obama thing, where, you know, they're trying to, like, get Obama to blah, blah, blah. It's like, Aka, how many times we gotta go over this Jeep? If Obama ain't doing it, then it ain't happening.
Last several weeks. So thank you for all your work. And so my question relates to something.
Our unique American innovation ecosystem, especially...
Look, I made your planet. Get fucked.
We all think the same way, which is not accurate. And so...
I made your planet, nigga.
A larger percentage of those individuals will consider voting for Donald
The
Trump.
little guy who didn't exist when I made this shit asked me for a favor. And they fucking owe me.
Right now, what would you do to micro-target those young black males under the age of 40 to convince them it's in their best issue?
He said young, you mean under 40? That's crazy. That's not young anywhere, cuz.
That's a great question, and this goes back to, again, sort of understanding the heterogeneity of the black community, and that it's not all just one homogenous group, even within this idea of young black men. And of course, you're going to have this small percentage of the black community that is conservative, that is going to be sort of Republican and vote for Trump no matter what. But anyone else, right?
Me retarded.
And we've done a good amount of research on this at Black Insights Research, suggesting that the one thing that does move people to vote who wouldn't otherwise vote, especially young black men, is identifying threat and really focusing in on the dangers to the black community in this moment of time. Trump being one of those most obvious dangers, but also
I'm not seeing it, cuz.
25, talking about the stripping of voting rights, talking about over-policing and police violence, right? Bringing those things to the
Like, these aren't issues for me, cuz. I don't think about shit like that. Police violence is like not a factor when I go vote, cuz. I never think about the shit.
Block those from taking hold or becoming worse. That actually activates black men more so than other things. And it in some ways closes the gender gap, at least when it comes to participation, being engaged in the system.
Nigga, I don't think about that shit. There's this shit that, like, some of y'all like to push this narrative where you call it, like, the talk or some shit. Where you're like, you know, black parents tell their kids this and that about the police. Like, I ain't never had no conversation like that with my parents, cuz. Ever. Not one time. And nigga, my father's side of the family darker than fucking midnight, nigga. Darker than the fucking eclipse, nigga. What are you talking about?
Also mentioned, out of 159 counties, 122 counties are in the rural parts.
Nigga, my grandmother blacker than coffee, nigga.
Black voters, registered voters, do not come out and vote every cycle, and we just trying to.
And they're like, you know, why would they?
Where we need to invest and how we need to penetrate this area where we can get and mobilize those 1 million black voters that typically do not come out in Georgia. What's that ROI? What does that look like?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I wouldn't be able to put a number on it off the top of my head.
You know why they don't? Because they feel that there's no reason to,
It's going to be really expensive. It's going to be really hard work. It's probably not going to have the greatest return on investment in the short term.
Because, you know, they could vote Republican, and then you have a problem with it.
That otherwise wouldn't vote.
Actually, hold on, Chris.
That's their argument right there. They don't vote because they would vote Republican.
Perfect example. There was the amount of attention and activation that was happening in you had surrogates going to those places. I'll be honest.
Or they'll be like, you know, when they need you to vote, they want something. But like any other time, they're like, fuck you, nigga.
He's been doing rallies, but where are the other people? Where are the other events?
Just this shit, right? Yeah, they'll be like, hey, when they need, you know, when they need some votes to their community, But like any other time, they're like, nah, cuz we don't got shit for you.
Were out there on the campaign trail.
We used to have block parties and shit around here, cuz. We don't do that shit no more.
I personally thought that should have been right after the convention.
That shit don't happen no more, cuz.
Going hard in October and not waiting because.
And it ain't no mystery as to like why.
I'm saying to people, the voting is the end. But before I gotta get you voted, I gotta get you registered.
Like, you know, reaching out to voters don't make you a community, cuz. Makes you a citizen.
That enlightenment piece, that explanation.
And they don't want to talk about that. That there's not a community aspect to this shit no more, cuz.
Because people with some people.
Community aspect gone out the window.
Cornell Belcher shows. People are saying, I don't know what they've done, I don't know what they've accomplished, and so they need to be spending the time explaining policy, holding these town hall discussions. They should have been flooding the.
And then they'll be like, they did this and that and that and that, and then you like Google the shit, and it'll be like, well, it says right here. No, you didn't.
They should have been having black mayors, and they should have been having state reps and state senators.
They're like, yeah, you did get this passed, and you also signed on to some other bill that like did this and that and that and that.
Now your runway is shorter. Now it's shorter.
Where you were gonna receive like a disproportional fucking unjust sentence for jaywalking.
Massive infrastructure. They're opening offices. These PACs right here, they're sitting on money. They're spending that money on ads. And so they should be not just.
Where they're like, yeah, they signed some shit for some hate crime bill, and also written in there, they're like, yeah, your kids gotta eat fucking forks and spoons. They don't get food at school no more.
In Michigan, happening in Pennsylvania, should be happening in Georgia. And yes, the campaign has opened a second office in Jacksonville, having some stuff in Florida, but that's where they should be. And I'm sitting there going like, okay, where's flooding the zone? When is that going to happen? Because there has to be a
Absolutely. Let me be clear. When I say the return of investment,
or they'll be like, you know,
it's simply because they're
excuse
looking at how much money they would
to
move into these areas.
They want like 1 million black voters. Well, you know, 1 million white voters to show up to.
As to something more than one, is it's never been done before in some of these places.
Right.
It was just mentioned in parts of rural churches, so they have no idea what they could actually do.
Something like that will happen, where you've engaged these, and you know, like somebody else gonna engage to it,
Considering it in most cases.
And here's the deal. I don't think right now. I don't think
It's the idea of like, how can all y'all show up to vote, and you're still talking about like, you know, you've been racially profiled,
and sit here and go, oh, and again,
you got 1 million extra people voting in the state of Georgia. And it's like, well, you know, how y'all still getting racially profiled,
2020 data.
How they still doing that Rodney King bullshit after like 1 million of y'all showed up?
Okay, how many?
And they'll have no answer. And that's why they don't vote.
Sizable black populations. And what was the turnout in these areas? You have the data. You can see.
Do this shit all the time,
And so then my deal then is, okay.
It's like, where's this shit when the White House ain't on the line, Where is this shit every 2 years, not every 4 years? Where's this shit on the regular basis, 2021, they won't like, yeah, we need to get more black voters out there. They're like, nah.
Don't even understand.
Only when the White House is on the line.
North Carolina, it's a whole bunch of black preachers.
Not when, like, oh, you know, we need to elect a new senator. Nah. Only when it's the president.
And it's cheaper.
Not the people that, like, actually make the laws.
Than it is the major cities. That to me.
Just a little presidential race.
The only that happens, Chris.
Like that whole, the Stacey Abrams shit, right? Pay attention to that one. Where they were like, nah, we not electing that nigga.
They've decided, these white strangers have
decided, being black ain't enough. Go ask Clarence Thomas, nigga.
That becomes the new baseline.
That skin color shit don't mean nothing to us around here. That's the moral of the story,
About what happened, about how turnout, about who changed the election.
If it's just about skin color, then like, that's insulting,
Black folk will respond, as we've seen, right? When you put people in these communities,
They're mocking you.
in the black community, black people respond. They get out to vote. They register to vote. We've seen registration rates amongst young black men and women skyrocket, right? Hundreds of % increase since 2020. And so that's exactly it, right? It's about, do they want to spend the money? And if they spend the money, what does that mean for campaigns going forward? It sets a new benchmark. In places like Georgia, you don't even consider, what it means to get that have to do with voter suppression too. You mentioned preachers and souls to the polls, and understanding that it's even more important in places where you have limited early voting, when you can't necessarily vote on weekends, when there's not ballot drop boxes easily and conveniently located. It takes even more effort to get the black community out and voting in these places, and that's, again, something often left out of these inside conversations.
And Derek, here's a real deal.
And it's like, how can you even believe this shit, cuz? How's that possible?
We're talking about, and that's you, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 votes. Derek, what did Biden and Harris win in Georgia by 2020?
11,780. So we're talking about margins.
Right.
How many points is that?
Talking about, and you all of a sudden pick up 2, 3, 4, 5,000. That's half of your margin of victory in 2020.
And you know, here's the thing, Roland, that you and Chris highlighted, which is the reason why I asked about the ROI. I don't know what it costs for your operations to run, but they're talking about a $30 million ad buy in the Atlanta metropolitan area. And I said, well, 30 million, that won't reach Columbus, that won't reach Albany, that won't reach Valdosta. And so if they gave someone like a Roland Martin,
yeah, see, they're like, alright, you know, what's the point of buying ads when you could just reach out to the community?
Because everybody knows you, right? So when you show up, that is the party. And so
they're like, yeah, you spent all that money on ads, but you didn't invest it in the community.
$$1 million ad buy, because here's the secret.
People pay attention to this shit, cuz.
Not everybody's reading the AJC, Roland. Not everybody watching ABC, NBC.
They're like, yeah, they spent $30 million in your area, and your life ain't improved for shit, cuz. It ain't stopped the police from beating your motherfucking ass.
Here in Georgia.
Well, I also think what you're doing.
Classic shit.
Look, Larry Mustafa knows this as well. The thing is this here. I was in Atlanta Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
They spent $30 million in the state of Georgia, and it ain't help your black ass for nothing, cuz.
Look what happened. There was showing political ads.
Right, like they could have, I don't know, they could have bought your kids school supplies or something.
Being put on the ground. And Chris, that really is.
They could have gave out some turkeys or some shit for Thanksgiving. Like, nope, I ain't doing that. They could have, like, you know, made some job program for y'all, cuz $30 million. They're like, nah.
I fundamentally believe those last 45 days, and actually you gotta be doing it, and I kept saying you gotta do this thing earlier. You gotta be on the ground talking to people. And yes, that's hard work.
Some ad that's gonna come on TV or the radio or some shit, you're gonna see it in some, like, some pop-up window or some on some fucking Yahoo or some shit, then you're gonna just completely ignore it instead of, like, actually trying to change your life. And people pay attention to that shit, and they're like, fuck you, nigga.
Charlotte, in Raleigh, in Durham. Am I going to these other small places around the state? Okay. And then if it's Philadelphia, where am I going there? Where am I going in Michigan?
People pay attention to this shit, cause believe it or not.
How you spend the money, and you gotta spend that money with black people who know can't keep spending the money. Like I'm sitting here looking at the story. I think I'm still
Yeah, you're buying ads instead of like investing the shit into the community, cuz.
You know, one company, media buying and analytics, they got $36.5 million.
It would be that like they spend, okay, you see right there, right, $41 million. Let's say it's in the state of Georgia, right? And instead of like they're putting it on like the bus terminal thing, instead of like adding more benches or some shit, so your ass got somewhere to sit down, or some shelter in the rain or something, so you don't get wet while you're waiting for the fucking bus. Instead of like paving the roads and shit so you can actually go and vote, they're like, nah. We need some motherfucking, some billboard advertising and shit instead of like putting it into the fucking community. Some shit that you ain't never gonna see again instead of like some actual results.
Agencies that actually do this work, Chris, who also know who the black people are with influence and how to maximize the dollars.
They're like, yeah, cuz, watch this ad instead of like, here's a waiver for like a tank of gas or something. Here's some shit that can help you pay your fucking electric bill for the month. Like, nah, that ain't happening, cuz. They're like, ads, advertising.
Time and time again that the best way to get underrepresented people out of
destroy the immigration.
campaigns is not just face-to-face contact, but actually having a conversation with someone from the campaign, from the political group that looks like them, that knows their neighborhood.
You're like, how are they going? I don't know, cuz. You're like black.
The most important key factors to really
odds are you probably
underrepresented communities, and especially black folks,
from some lower income area. Not that you are, you just more likely to be. You are considerably more likely to be. Where violence is probably higher, realistically, for varying reasons.
What Vice President Harris and Walz have been doing is sort of like a boxer, where they are going, as they get closer to the fight, they peak. So they have
be like,
strong strategy.
We're gonna throw like $20 million into this area to put some signs down and tell you how to vote instead of like, well, here's $20 million to like stop the violence on the street. And they ain't doing that shit. It's not happening. Here's $20 million to get these fucking drugs off the street, nigga. Here's $20 million to get these fucking heroin needles out the community. But they ain't doing that. Here's $20 million for some fucking like after school program, some extracurricular program for your kids so they don't end up in a gang or some shit. Like nah. They just want your vote, cuz. They don't give a fuck about you. Everybody knows this shit. 400 years of this shit, nigga.
We have to assume that there's going to be a handful or a significant number of free voters on Trump's side as well. People coming out who don't want to see the first woman.
240 plus years, nigga. Here's $20 million in your area, and there's still no justice for Tamir Rice, nigga. Here's fucking $30 million in your municipality, and Eric Garner still got choked out for some loose cigarettes, nigga.
You have to get every last voter out there in an election like this.
Choked to death over some loose cigarettes, cuz.
Super thin margins, because it's going to end up coming back and biting you in the butt when it's all said and done. You don't want to lose on
someone out there reasonably is like, well, who cares that you spent $40 million in the area when they like, had they fucking lynched Sandra Bland in the fucking county jail. Like, ain't nobody forget about that shit, cuz. Who you trying this shit with? You ain't seen the sky falling on your fucking ass, nigga?
I never forget, Chris.
Holy shit, nigga. Like you forgot or something.
Thursday night before the election, I get an email late at night. They were trying to run almost $1 million to black media. It's too late. Inventory had already been bought. It was too late.
They bought it all up, cuz.
Campaign ends, the PACs and the campaign,
and all the cameras go home, and your life ain't changed.
To spend all your money, you put it in the field before election day. That to me should not be the mistake that they make. So we'll see what happens. Chris, I appreciate it, my brother. Thanks so very much. Let me thank Derek, Larry, and Mustafa for being here as well. We'll see what happens.
78-year-old billionaire who has not.
Let's give and take.
Brings us the celebration of Celia Cruz officially being on the U.S. court. and generations. Mike, la vida es un carnaval.
Yeah, while you're busy playing around.
And in that case, we have that saying, I know you have it here too, we all do better when we all do better. That's not a hard thing to understand. That's why under her leadership, America's investing in, we're investing in America's people once again. More American energy is being produced than on any given day when Donald Trump is president, and that's a fact. And for these folks in the front row, I'm going to say it. She's proud to have been part of the most pro-labor administration.
Still on that pride shit. Come before the fall,
Unafraid and standing next to Joe Biden as we walk picket lines for workers demanding better pay and better work conditions.
Yeah, meanwhile, Joe Biden was like, hey, illegal immigrants, come on in, nigga.
It's that simple. And guess what?
You don't get no workers' rights around here, nigga. You here illegally, nigga.
JD Vance, they see things differently.
He said, come on in so we can pay you under the table.
He was one of the biggest losers of manufacturing jobs in America.
Same shit with Donald Trump.
So to your neighbors, your friends,
No different.
members, if they say I don't really
He said, come on in, we're gonna pay you even less.
he destroyed American manufacturing when he shipped jobs to China. Hell, he doesn't even manufacture his Bibles here. He outsources that to China. So
Yeah, cuz, like, if people in China don't have jobs, I mean, who's gonna have a job, cuz? Who can have a job if Chinese people don't have one? It's billions of them, asshole. If billions of people don't have jobs, everybody else fucked, right? By default.
and that guy before Tony, when they went to the Foxconn, they went to the Foxconn.
Yeah, it's easy to think about yourself, but, like, you know, when, like, fucking 500 million people in China ain't got no job, you're like, what then, nigga? Who's gonna make that shit? How's it gonna be made in China if they don't have jobs over there?
Well, I know it's not a shock to any of you, but none of those jobs materialized. And that sphere, you can get a pretty good deal right now. Once again, it would be funny if it wasn't so damn sad.
Yeah, how much of your bullshit
He claims he cares about
is made in China, cuz?
but he makes it harder for them to bargain for pay benefits. So,
How much of it?
our union sisters and brothers on this, Donald Trump is a scab. He will break. He will break picket lines. And the other day, Senator Vance attacked the PRO Act, a bill that protects workers' right to organize and collective bargaining.
Because unions are fucking stupid, in my opinion.
PRO Act is the most significant worker empowerment legislation.
Unions are very, like, counter worker rights, cuz. You have to fight for your rights.
So just to be clear,
Suggesting that you don't have any.
to act nice a few weeks ago is not the guy's policies.
When I worked at Giant, they had a union, cuz. You don't get health insurance, cuz they have a union.
Because they've never worked union jobs. They've never been union members. They've never
You gotta pay union dues. Like, what are you talking about? You're taking out of my paycheck for your little bullshit, cuz.
incentives for companies
Makes no sense to me.
to cut taxes for billionaires and corporations during his presidency, and 200,000 American jobs went overseas. So their revisionist history is a bunch of crap. It did not happen. They undermined.
Just cause this shit exists don't mean it's a good idea, cuz. After having been part of a workers' union, it's bullshit. I worked at Target and had more rights as an employee, cuz. They give you fucking health care there. Ain't no fucking union, cuz.
He had a concept of the plan. He actually does have a
You get injured there,
did us a favor.
they cover that shit. You get injured at Giant, that's coming out of your pocket, cuz. Cause they have a union. You don't get shit.
He'll do it. He'll put what's in there. And just so all of you know, I'll save you the time of reading it. But I'll save you the Affordable Care. That's what he said he had a concept of a plan on the ACA.
Did he do it last time?
That was, and I said you should go back to the concept of a plan because you explained it. It's worse because it's not going to cut Social Security. Just to be clear, every single year Donald Trump was president, back check it to the end of time. He proposed cutting Social Security in his budget.
But did
Now
he?
he wants to impose a Trump sales tax on everything we do. There is not an economist in the world who thinks Donald Trump's tariffs won't gonna be good. Let's fix it on the front end so we don't have to say I told you so when they realize if this happens.
Y'all like you're falling for this shit, cuz. Alright, here's the problem. Where you're like, you keep trying to compare them to Donald Trump. Like, nah, nigga, this ain't about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not an option. They're not a factor, cuz. It's what are their policies? They keep talking about how extreme Donald Trump's policies are. Like, where are their extreme policies, cuz?
We didn't say that. Of course they said it.
Like, you know, we're gonna reimburse or reinvest these sales taxes back into your community to make sure your roads are paved, to make sure your bridges don't collapse, to make sure that your infrastructure is maintained because people have jobs that support the infrastructure. That some storm surge don't come through and wash your fucking community out to sea. Nah, they're talking about unions and shit that doesn't benefit people. Yeah, like, you know, who's having kids? How many of us got kids, cut?
We did it in Minnesota, and you know what happens when you put that child tax credit in? It reduces childhood poverty by a third.
But cut, I don't have any kids, but like, you know, a bunch of illegal immigrants walk right across our border with their kids, no problem, cut. I'd rather buy the prison shit, personally. They have jobs, cuz. Them prison niggas work.
These are the ones that see buying up homes and then jacking up the prices. That's what they do. It's just
yeah, so like, you know, while Kamala Harris was sending your father to prison, or your brother, or your uncle, or whatever the fuck, because you're like from this community, disproportionately sending your family. And this guy's like, hey, you know, the school, the prison pipeline.
That's not a fair economy. That's not capitalism. That's price gouging. And we saw it with insulin. Those of you who have to have your insulin, capping it at $35, make sure everybody can get it. And you know why that's not against capitalism? Because it costs $5 to make that vial of insulin. Why were they selling it for $800? Because they could. No one stopped them from doing it.
Yeah, that's some more stuff, cut. Price control. Why? Because it's like, I don't know, valuable. You want to buy your insulin for $5, cuz? Some shit that's going to, like, you know, potentially save your life. You'd be like, yeah, and like, what if they water that shit down with, cuz? It's fucking sawdust in that shit, cuz. Cuz why you think it costs $5? Alright, it's the idea of like, you can go to a beach and scoop some fucking sand up for free and make a hammer. Well, if you go buy a hammer, that shit costs $20. Why? The labor. So what I would do when I would shovel people's snow, I'd lowball the fuck out of somebody, cuz I'd be like, hey, you know, I'm gonna do your whole shit. I'll shovel your walkway and clean your car off for $5. And they'd be like $5 again. And you know, I get like $40 for it, cause I did a good job. I don't think it's worth more than $5. I wouldn't dare try and ask you for more. And if you want to give me more, I appreciate that. But I'm not gonna ask you for it. You pay me what you think my labor's worth. Whenever I got $100 from somebody, I was like, oh, thank you so much. Not like, yeah, that's the $100 you owe me.
When did the party of Ronald Reagan
the party of Abraham Lincoln become the party of Ronald Reagan. We'll let that happen. We'll let the party of Martin Luther King become the party of Ronald Reagan.
We mean that you should be free to make the decisions about your health care and your family, not politicians. And these guys on Social Security.
Terrible idea, cuz.
In my family, Social Security survivor benefits.
That's the point of voting.
Brothers in fourth grade. My dad dies. Social Security survivor benefits was there to keep my mom going. So we're Midwesterners.
How old were they?
We just didn't have any boots. That's what Social Security survivor benefits is.
No boots? How'd you get here, cuz? No boots? You got Social Security. What are you talking about?
In between fiscal sanity and that. No, it's not. It's tax. How can a guy like Donald
The fact you even got the shit.
last 15 years and then complain about Social Security?
I don't know, all those bankruptcies or something. That's what they'll say. That nigga was broke, he didn't have money. He was in debt. Kept filing for bankruptcy.
Freedom means a lot of things. We're talking about freedom for you to make your own choices, freedom to retire in dignity, freedom to have health care. And I'll say this.
I get it, cuz y'all keep going for it like the less educated.
That's freedom. And I'm gonna take no crap off these.
And it's like, you know, where's that happen, cuz?
Kamala Harris is a gun owner, as we found out. We're not going to let them make
Go ask them why they won't implement metal detectors in these schools, cuz. Right there, inner city schools, metal detector. Wherever the fuck you live, no metal detector. Wonder why. You're still questioning why your school needs a metal detector? Why is Little Nigga Academy got a fucking metal detector right there, but like, you know, whatever the fuck out in the boonies don't got one, cuz? Little Nigga Academy got a metal detector, but like, you know, not whatever the fuck in Germantown for some reason. Little Nigga Academy metal detector. San Bernardino, oh well. Sandy Hook, whatever. Little Nigga Academy, metal detector. And you know, Little Nigga Academy ain't in no red state, cut. I don't know what that incest shit. They'll be like, yeah, they keep their race pure. That's their thing. Cause like, you know, both of Louise's parents, both of their last names are like Lopez or something. And they're like, oh, well, another anchor baby, they call them. That's how it goes.
Project 2025 is going to restrict access to fertility treatments. They're going to be ripping those away. I know there's something out there. If you've not been through the actual anguish of infertility, I guarantee you know somebody who has. My wife and I went through this for years. We had access to insurance, and we had access to treatments. So I'll have to tell you this. I'll be
this shit's sad, G.
anybody else a chance to have the family that they want. And you go back.
Jesus Christ, Nah, I hear they teach you the theory of creation or something. Well, you know, there it is, nigga. Oh, you're a creationist? Well, you know, let me show you what that shit looks like.
Says something offensive,
how you think you got here?
Hides their hands, and then the goalpost moves, and now they're the ones upholding the rules of decorum, right? And oh, you can't say that, and this we got to do it the right way. I mean, that is horseshit.
Fuck you think let there be light means?
Any way germane to what's going on, and then try to act like you get to control how she responds to that is offensive, and that's something that people deal with all the time, of all walks of life. But it's especially ridiculous to see it in people whom we pay that control our lives and who are continuously less able to do that because they're playing political games. So this is a problem because we shouldn't be dealing with this. You should be figuring out how to make our healthcare cheaper, and you should be figuring out how to keep the government open. But instead,
yeah, you want cheap drugs cut. They tried this shit, and there was this whole opioid crisis or some shit. Aren't y'all paying attention, cuz? Did you learn nothing from their little opioid crisis, cuz?
Chair recognizes Mr. Moskowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All right, so welcome to Oversight After Dark. If
they keep trying it, cuz. Cheap drugs lead to people overdosing, cuz.
The hearing was moved today. We don't have to ask the question. The hearing was moved today.
They're like, yeah, these prescription drugs, they cost less. And, you know, everybody's a drug dealer. Everybody's a drug addict now.
He's chilly in the courtroom. Is it chilly? Is it chilly?
Will the gentleman yield?
No, I'll assume it's
He's
chilly.
doing very good.
Okay, good. So, you know, it was mentioned by the ranking member about really what we're doing here. You don't have to listen to my words. I would like to do a spirited reading of the campaign email sent out by the chairman. It's on lovely stationery. In fact, it says, from the desk of the oversight chairman. I'm not sure you can do that, but I'm not an ethics expert. It says, friend. President Biden is exerting executive privilege in a last-ditch attempt to stop the disastrous audio recording of his interview with special counsel from being released, and it's highlighted in yellow. I want to make sure people saw that. Just a few months ago, the White House bragged that Joe Biden had nothing to hide. Not exert executive privilege during special counsel hearings. They even said nothing to hide. That's in italics.
Not to say the universe
are terrified that I, James Comer, will release the recordings, forcing the media and the Democrats to
you can always call out.
He even had attorney Merrick Garland write a letter saying that his interview falls within the scope of executive privilege. This could be the final blow with swing voters across the country. Okay.
Okay, all I know what to say, because I've heard it all. I've heard all this shit.
For the job, but the mainstream's media refusal to report on it is keeping him in the game. Stand with Comer. The Democrats. You sure about that?
I could tell you like every word. I could go word for word with them for like the next 5 hours, and I just don't got time, cuz.
I'd be so grateful if you'd consider making a donation.
That's for losers.
I sure needed to defend against the onslaught attacks. Thank you for everything, James Comer, chairman of the House Oversight.
I'm very busy playing
into the record.
That objection's ordered.
Hey, should be coming up right about now. Stop trying to change the program, Nick. China, North Korea. Oh, no real news, huh? You'll be like you don't give a fuck about China, North Korea until your job gets sent overseas, huh? Ain't got shit to say then, right? Still no justice for tomatoes.
Kelly mentioned, I think it was Kelly who mentioned healthcare. Donald Trump is saying he will repeal the Affordable Health Care Act if he's reelected. Now, 41 million people have signed up for the Affordable Health Care Act. It's more popular than ever, okay? And if you want to know the
40
that Donald Trump can do, even if he doesn't,
like,
you go back to 2016 when he was president, in his administration, the Affordable Health Care Act, okay? Making people aware that they could register for it. They cut the funding by 90%. The amount of time that you had to apply for the Affordable Health Care Act, they cut that amount of time in half. This is just the damage that he can do without legislation going through Congress, all right? And they have been consistently talking about repealing the Affordable Health Care Act, but they have nothing that they can replace it with that they agree with. Okay, this is dangerous. So we have to what's at stake in 2024. This is more about this is not about Biden versus Trump. This is about
see, here's my joint, right? It's like, why you even have to sign up for it?
Most important things, U.S. Supreme Court and the federal.
Why don't you just get the shit, cuz? Why do you have to opt into the shit in the first place? You don't have to opt in to pay taxes, right? Why don't you just get it?
I still feel a little extra.
You would think you would just get it by default, right?
Somebody posted this on social media. This graphic here. Come on, pull the graphic up. Come on, pull the graphic up. Thank you very much. This probably will be the album cover. Created an AI song that I think y'all gonna love. Just go ahead and bring the panel back, bring all four of us back, and go ahead and play us name of this song.
Look, I'm not gonna entertain your AI bullshit. I ain't happy.
Video circulating appear to be secondary explosions sparking an inferno. At least 3 killed, dozens wounded. As for the deployment of that U.S. anti-missile defense system and its 100 troops, David, I'm told it's not likely to be operational until at least the weekend. So it seems that Israel's counterstrike against Iran is not imminent. David.
Matt Gutman from Tel Aviv. Matt, thank you. Back here in the U.S. tonight in a passing note, trailblazing activist Lily Ledbetter has died of respiratory dedicated to fighting for equal pay for women. Her lawsuit against Goodyear led to the Lily Ledbetter Fair
With
Pay
the blimp?
Act of 2009, expanding workers' rights. She stood behind then President Obama as he signed it into law. It was the first bill he signed as president. Lily Ledbetter was 86 years old.
And I think I've only seen that blimp one time.
In the deadly commuter train accident outside New York, a tree on a train, at least 1 dead, many injured. Also, the suspect accused of trying to steal multiple planes at the airport. Big change coming in the weather, where we could see the first major frost.
Well, they're just ducking this shit, cause the fact they're not bringing it up, you think there'd be like wall-to-wall coverage of this shit. Very strange, cuz. Alright, we'll go check. Let's check the live stream category. And there'll be nothing but bullshit here. Interesting. Yeah. Truly one of the jokes of all time. Truly you were quite the joke.
I will duel him again!
Yeah, cuz was like, Kaiba was like desperate as fuck, cuz
I will duel him again!
that nigga was desperate as a motherfucker to play Obelisk, to summon that nigga. Just like thinking about it. Some gigantic price to pay.
That killed 4 soldiers. It injured more than 60 people. Are there questions as to how this drone is described as a UAV? I believe that's unmanned aerial vehicle launched by Hezbollah. 4 soldiers gone. Are there questions as to how this drone penetrated the airspace? It did not trigger their alert system, if I read correctly. Are there any questions as to how that happened?
Austin, there's going to be enormous questions.
Enemy UAV.
This reminds me of the UAV that came in from the Houthi area from Yemen. All the way up over the Mediterranean and came in and hit a building in Tel Aviv, and they didn't pick up on it. I mean, actually, a person didn't pick up on it. They picked up their cell phone and they videotaped. They did the cell phone video, basically showing it going in and hitting the building. But none of their early warning system, none of the radars or anything picked up on it. That is a huge question. This one's a huge question. This went in and hit a big cafeteria.
I don't know, someone would be like, you know, what about my shit? Like, hey, cuz, mine's just nature. It's natural. It's not unnatural, cuz. You can't counter mine. That's the point, dumbass.
Frankly, it didn't just hit a military base. It didn't just hit an occupied space in the military base. This hit a space where it was guaranteed to cause a high degree
like I told you, cuz. Them people in that city right there, them niggas gone. Just like these motherfuckers. They're gone, cuz.
One of the big issues right now is ballistic missiles because of what the U.S. is doing, sending a...
You don't have to believe your eyes. You don't have to believe me. And like again, I hope you don't. That's the point.
And the question is, how are they missing it? Is it how they're flying the drones? Is it a gap in the recovery?
Take a live look in Tel Aviv.
It don't matter where you are, cuz. I'll get you if I feel like. You know, people will be like, it didn't happen, and they'll never believe you. That's the point.
We do have another live look, I believe, in Haifa. This is one of those northern Israeli communities that so often is under those red alerts because of Hezbollah rockets. We do have, and I want to ask our producer because the IDF did put this up. Basically, it's showing what it claims are Hezbollah launches.
Alright, boy. I don't make mistakes, cuz. I just get rid of motherfuckers.
Not what I felt like for a really long
I just make a copy, cuz. But that shit that you're dying to over there, you know, I'm not doing that. Kind of the point, man. You need to like understand this shit, cuz, right? Like all the people that died, I could have just made a copy of them. But you know, since I'm not doing it, oh well.
Did not stop Hezbollah from operating in that area. The fact that Hezbollah is operating in that area tells you it's not really a point of conjecture. Hezbollah is there. I don't even think Hezbollah
ain't no cloud or nothing, cuz.
Them say we're not there.
Again, open up and close of them.
IDF is in there, showing that just like Hamas does in Gaza, just like
It sure would be nice to get paid for this shit.
they will move in close to these protected sites, in this case UNIFIL sites, and they will set up arms caches and battle positions and all sorts of stuff right in and around these positions. There's another video I saw, I believe it was taken from a drone that flew over, and it shows a UNIFIL camp, and then 500 yards away you see a big arms cache. They actually laid them on the ground where they found them, so you can see them from the air. Showing how close they are to these UN positions. It stops Israel from attacking these positions with air power or with artillery or indirect weapons.
Oh, we're not showing a big map. Look, like I told you, stay out of Turkey before I get rid of you.
Without having to physically go in there and remove them.
Wow.
That's much preferred from an infantry standpoint, because if I got to go in there and deal with it in person,
Well, gee, I'm pretty close to like just getting rid of the whole area over there. Just like stomp all of y'all simultaneously. And it ain't gonna be one cut, it's gonna be like all day. And there ain't no more day.
have been injured in these operations. In one case, I'm not quite sure what the IDF was doing exactly.
It'll take a couple of seconds. Just make a copy of all of y'all.
The issue is that Hezbollah is operating in that area. They're not supposed to be in that area. The UNIFIL forces were supposed to keep them out. They did not keep them out.
You see where this shit's happening, cuz?
Said, get out to the UNIFIL. He said to the UN, get them out of there. Get them out of harm's way.
You know, it could just be nothing there.
We know they're setting up. They've got stuff set up right next to these.
They'll be like, you know, where'd the city go? And I'll be like, I don't know. You saw what happened.
No, they're under a mandate. They have to stay there. The IDF has to avoid injuring them.
It disappeared, cuz.
A lot of people into danger across the board because of what's going on there. And I don't know what
fucked up.
I really think right now with an active combat area,
They got expelled.
to get those UN troops out of there altogether. But the UN is saying they can't do that because the Security Council.
Never been expelled from school.
It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, essentially. And just I just feel for the
Yeah,
troops
gee,
on the ground.
that shit ain't there no more. It's gone. Permanently.
That's who we're talking about here. What's going on?
Fill in the gap.
Their facilities near these UNIFIL affiliated areas because they know you can't strike them. That's
Switch.
Yeah, if you set up an arms
Yeah, cuz bombs. They can't do this shit, cuz. Go watch that Beirut explosion, cuz.
may not come out and do anything about that. I mean, they haven't stopped infiltrating and setting up.
You can watch any, like, explosion, bombing, whatever the fuck, cuz.
Pretty much right after 1701 was put into effect. You know, you're going. That's years that it has been down there, and
Still playing.
infiltrated, operating throughout that entire area. In many cases, in the open. But if they're set up close to these UN facilities, that really ties the hands of what the Israeli Defense Forces.
Gonna go to sleep.
You know, they can't call it a big
Go to my bed.
They can't call it an airstrike because, frankly, anything they do would be danger close to the UNIFIL troops. So they have to go in there and engage with them, you know, firsthand with infantry on the ground. And even then, there's a great.
Why get rid of this area in the Middle East? Because there's some other shit happening there, cuz. That you don't know about, that they're not telling you about, because they don't know about the shit either. Like with that gate from Iraq.
Pardon the expression, kind of moral high ground, if you will, but they're standing, saying, look, it's a UN national
we're going to talk about that in a couple moments.
The discretion of pulling our forces out, and I really do feel for some of these forces that are stuck there. You know, as you know, I haven't done UN operations, but I've worked in and around that region where there's UN operations. I have worked with troops that do UN missions all the time.
Yeah, didn't they like just attack you, cuz? What are you talking about?
That's why they're there. They're not sent to places that are peaceful, and it's now they're in great danger because of the situation they're in. And so it's a real conundrum. But hey, Hezbollah's there. That's an undeniable fact. It's not conjecture. They are there, and they did set up, or they have set up right next to UNIFIL positions.
Illegal settlements, cuz.
Security incident at the Coachella, California Trump rally. We have to take a
Look at the International Criminal Court. Said they got a warrant for Israel. I could just leave this on all night, cuz.
So basically, you know, we've been working.
Cause I'm not here to be popular, cuz. Never have been, never will be. Don't give a fuck about viewership. I very much like the idea of nobody watching, because then you can't leave no stupid ass retarded comments. Stupid fucking retard shit y'all type. This is just annoying. That's why I've been like getting rid of y'all dumbasses. Yeah, who's next, cut? Who's next on the list? Who's getting a VIP treatment? Maybe want some special treatment.
Decisive come November 5th. Vice President Harris and former President Donald Trump are both there, and it's the stop for since Harris. President the economy and to news on inflation and interest rates and stocks hitting record highs. President Trump and down on anti-immigrant.
Yeah, this is way different, etc.
The military against quote radical left lunatics. As of this afternoon, that's early in person
you can really see their shit.
with our chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce on the trail in Pennsylvania.
2 days until the election, and Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are
Who's getting erased next?
Significant positions who are doing this, and they are specifically attacking programs that help African Americans.
Who's here to get erased? It's a wonderful day to get erased. Like, let's go check your little science category. Alright, cool. Watch this bullshit.
to the fighting in the Middle East.
Yeah, zip it, nigga.
Able to avoid Israel's advanced air defense, smashed into a Israeli hall at dinner time, killing at least 4 and wounding dozens more. Its target, the Golani military base, some 45 miles south of Lebanon's border, is now the site of one of the bloodiest strikes on Israeli soil since Hamas invaded on October 7th last year. Hezbollah said this was retaliation for Israel's newest push into Lebanon, launched 2 weeks ago, the 4th time Israel's invaded in 50 years. While in Gaza, there also seems little mercy. Israeli strikes killed at least 24 people in the past 24 hours. Explosions lit tents on fire outside a hospital in Deir al-Balah. An airstrike a few miles north killed at least 20 at a school in Nuseirat. Others were only saved by chance. A family staying with Dr.
I gotta be honest, cuz I think y'all getting it like pretty easy.
All 8 of them died.
We were in the next room, sitting together. Otherwise, all of us were killed.
And as for Hezbollah's deadly drone strike, the Israeli...
Y'all getting off like super fucking easy, cuz. Let's just be real about this shit. Like 4,000s.
First off, I don't think that this guy, and I'll say his name, Ben Miller,
Thousands, nigga.
he has come out and said he is a sovereign citizen.
Hundreds of thousands.
All the classic signs of sovereign citizens. Why is that dangerous? Oklahoma City bombing in 1995 took down a federal...
Bundy Ranch did absolutely nothing to them niggas, cuz.
The Rock 91 concert shooting. You remember that horrific concert shooting in
The Bundy Ranch standoff, cuz.
citizen beliefs. The LAX Terminal 3 shooting, the first line of duty death in TSA.
Where they were armed and y'all did nothing.
Sovereign citizen encounters all over the country.
And we could go on and on and on, but we don't need to. The Bundy Ranch, boy. Or did you forget?
They have been tied to the white supremacist movement at times, certainly to the posse comitatus. They tend to be anti-government, anti-corporate, and definitely anti-tax extremists. And that's why they're dangerous.
Being a sovereign citizen is like when they call you anti-government, and you're like, nah, cause only the government will acknowledge that shit. Ain't nobody banging with that bullshit, cuz. Only the government is going to acknowledge your sovereignty. You don't claim sovereignty to some fuck nigga on the street. You claim it with somebody with authority. Yep, that's all that happened, cuz. I could imagine me getting profiled and I just like, you know, get rid of the whole fucking state, cuz. The whole street, the whole country. Should I do that like across multiple time zones? Would that be too big? Can I do some shit from the East Coast and like the West Coast season?
Specifics on what exactly happened there, but he came out today and he says I carried weapons because of my first. I think he missed it by one amendment. That's your second amendment. That's what you're referring to. But maybe he got the first amendment because he was trying to pass himself off.
Some fool see the First Amendment. A wild shoot. To bust your motherfucking gun.
Well, we will leave it at that for now. Anytime there's any...
That's all the rule, cuz. They're like, yeah, these bullets speak for me, they'll say.
Last 2 attempts. We'll leave it there for now. The rest of
You know, like the 21 gun salute. Where they're like, yeah.
7:35 on the West Coast, 10:35 in the nation.
Said these 2 number 45 speak for me, nigga. When some shit's gonna be talking, it's gonna be the motherfucking 45s. His 3 number 9s.
Is now in police custody. This as officials continue to look into the possible motive. ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
Yeah, I really gotta like cut this shit out.
Video of 2 suspects police in Michigan say posed as workers from a utility company in a home invasion north of Detroit that left a grandfather dead. Security video shows the pair in work vests. One of them even carrying a clipboard as they tried to gain access to the house on Thursday Thursday night.
Yeah, shit like that, cuz.
Police say the two returned to the same house the next day and tried again.
Unfortunately and tragically, they were allowed in the home. And once in the home, they went downstairs into the basement with the husband.
72-year-old
Seeing this shit.
was killed. His wife duct taped and bound before the suspects ransacked the home. Authorities say the family was likely targeted because of their jewelry and pawn shop.
Absolutely premeditated. You know, they came to the house with a fake DTE placard on the side
Terrible.
of the pickup truck.
Tonight, Carlos Jose Hernandez is in custody, charged with felony murder after he was tracked more than 1,000 miles away in Louisiana. An alleged accomplice, who police have not yet identified, also arrested today in Michigan. In a statement, Murray's grandson saying in part, "My grandfather was a man with a heart of gold. He has made a lasting impact with our family and
Get these scumbags out of here, cuz. Yeah.
Jury selection is now underway in a Delphi murder case which once gripped the nation. 2 girls were killed in 2017, and prosecutors say the suspect's prison confessed more than 60 times while in custody. ABC's Alex Perez has more.
Tonight, nearly 8 years after the horrific murders of 2 girls rock.
Bob Vanilla made a perfect point. October's still an active month in the tropical season. We had a tropical storm Sandy that was a huge storm as it made its way up the East Coast. So certainly not letting our guard down at this point in time when it comes to the tropical cyclones in the Atlantic Basin.
Humans in your heels, cuz.
It's becoming an increasingly likely situation.
I'm not gonna make it about gender, just say humans.
When it comes to the October tropic activity. So notice that most of our activity in that moderate
I don't know, wear some clogs or something, G.
Mexico and most of the western half of the Atlantic Basin. It's all about
The wood shoes.
as I've been mentioning, that really does play a huge role in terms of how things likely develop. Looking at the systems that are still possibly in that development stage at this point in time, there's one in the Western Caribbean, and it's hugging Central America very closely. It has a 20% chance over the next 7 days. One of the
Shoot some free throws.
favors at this point in time is the sea surface temperatures. They have been extremely warm, if not still historically warm. So that being said, we are going to these opportunities
What is that?
to pop up and possibly become
Just some shit.
over the next couple of weeks. When it comes to this area that we're watching,
Yeah, over between like Belize and Honduras.
mentioned will also keep that system further down in the Caribbean and if not move over Central America. So not really looking at that one as a huge opportunity. But maybe we do get a couple more systems that pop up in the Atlantic and we have these cold fronts that push out of the way. If we get high pressure behind that, it does want to keep any tropical systems in the Caribbean, and we've seen tropical systems develop very quickly in the Caribbean as well as the Gulf of Mexico. We've seen it happen with Helene.
I cut like in less than I think 2 or 3 weeks. It was like 2 hurricanes in the same area. God damn it.
Well, next we talk a lot about flooding and the strong winds, but Milton produced unusual strong tornadoes.
Truly, I'm grateful to have no viewers.
Corporate institutions and biggest donors in the world, and we know that our voice is powerful in these conversations. The only reason why we have to expose this right now is because they were trying to keep it secret, and so the work to expose it is critical. And by exposing it and getting more of us to expose it.
Alright, what's on cut?
China said on Monday that it would never renounce the use of force to take control of
This. I'm not sure where you went back to it. He called you a raccoon. What the hell is even?
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has been controlling.
The modern era of
oh, you know what? Let me check. Yeah, the idea that you could like just fucking solo somebody's entire team with one character. Alright, look at this. And question their population issue. There you go, okay. You're like, you know, why is Japan have this population problem? Cause like, you know, ain't no Japanese people here, cause basically. Kind of the point. Like, you know, where the fuck are they, cuz? Check this Warzone shit. I don't know why. Just let's go check it. I don't plan on watching anything here. Just checking it. They went through like the whole fucking natural life of the shit. Never added a new map ever. It never happened. So I was like, hey, I made it through most of it. I think I made like 4 seasons. I'm like, fuck it, cause I figured Bobby Pop was going to get banned. It was unlikely, but I figured it would happen. Excuse me. I reasoned with myself. It was like only a matter of time before they like eventually ban him for whatever reason. Streaming with somebody who's cheating or doing it his goddamn self. adventure, nigga. Alright. Let's try and finish this shit up. I super don't feel like doing this, so I'm only doing one. Only got a couple more, nigga. Man, I don't want to do none of these missions, cuz. Like, none of them, cuz. I'm finna just, like, turn this shit off right now. Maybe on tomorrow, cuz. There's a reason I haven't done them. It's just, you know, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do them.
Content creation. As time has gone on, word is lost all. E-girls selling spicy photos and videos and calling it content. It was a four-letter word that rhymed with corn for decades. Two repugnant streamers acting like human waste, spreading digital glitter across the internet.
Look, have you ever seen a PewDiePie video? I mean, like, you sure, that's why, like, just go right down the middle with this shit. Cause like recording yourself, you know, talking over your gameplay commentary, you calling that content, like, whatever, man.
By the way, Israel Standard Time. It's approaching 6 in the morning. We have our live look.
Where you can like make two CPUs fight each other in versus mode and just talk over the shit, and they're like, yeah, that's content. Here's my fucking video. Oh my god. Let's get the fuck out of here, cuz. It's 10:50. Excuse me. What's a Italian Explorer's Day? Was he Spanish? I think he was Italian. He said, "Don't be a pezzo di merda." It's don't be a pezzo di merda day. Oh, you know what? Let's at least let I It's a pezzo di merda. Dice, oi, Sapotello. Woman. Hey, just give me the fucking gems, nigga. I'm not interested in your dual triangle shit, cuz. Alright, let's get this master pack. Whatever, fuck you, that's my answer. Who cares what I get? Because you don't. There you go, fuck you. Go for I don't know, let's do a 5 set or something. I don't have to tell you how it's gonna go, cuz I'm only doing 5, win or lose, whatever. Yeah, and I lost. Yeah, that's one loss. I'm not gonna go over the whole like this or that or blah blah blah. We're just going like, hey, either I'm gonna lose or I'm gonna lose. One down. Looks like another loss, guy. Two losses. I just want to make it clear so you understand. Not really, don't give a fuck about you. Kind of the point. I put them on so I can take them off. Number 3. Well, at least I got Mystic Walk. That's not bad. It's not good. Not bad. Not good, not bad. Not good. That's number 4 right there. Right. Loss number 4. My last one. No, I don't feel bad about killing their parents, nigga. Are you joking? How could I? Hey, them niggas gone, cuz. So, like, you know, don't be asking why I killed your parents. It's that simple. Because I felt like it. go on, lad. It's only once per turn, right? Huh. I guess not. It says, doesn't say only once per turn, God. I just want to see what bullshit you're gonna play. Come on, Zapotello. Yeah, dimension shifter whole ass nigga. Even if you XYZ summon, oh, ain't too much shit you can do, Yep. Banished. And then they won't play this or that. It's like, yeah, it's just boring, dude. I'll keep going, cause it's just dimension shift. There ain't nothing to be afraid of. Utopia double, I'm sure. Yep. Somebody scared. Ooh, who knows if you're actually gonna try and hyper rank up magic on me. Whatever. Just because you were like being a bitch. No, it won't gonna work. I'm gonna do one more. Hey, remember, I killed your parents. That's the lesson here. Yeah, this is small. It's just virtual card game. You know, the lives of your parents, meaning like absolutely fucking nothing to me. Let's just go again, just so I can, you know, go over the fact that I killed their parents. Because I feel great about it, cause nothing for me to feel bad about. Feel great about it, cause feels amazing. Nah, I'm in trouble. Yeah. Realistically, here comes fucking Borrowed Savage Dragon. Hey, I tried, oh well. I killed your parents. What's that, 6 losses? shit ain't never mattered to me, cause anybody gets in my way, I'll just remove you. It's just what is that? Yeah, I'm not even going to entertain it. 7 losses. Might as well get to 10. What did I lose? Like 50 games in a row damn near last time. It was like 45 games. I killed your parents. Oh well, 8, and they're not coming back, G. I bet you wish those were your parents, but they're not. Your parents about as real as this card game, huh? I like how we worked that out, huh? Wonder why. I think that's 9 losses. Your parents are as real as these cards are, nigga. Cause like, why out of 5 duels couldn't I win a single one? Cause 1 out of 5 couldn't win a single one. 11-11. I wish to survive in the back of this piece. And be immune to magic and curses and ruin X's and grudges and enchantments and bewitchments and time trouble with Nazi stuff and bullshit and everything else that I wish for a day at 11-11. That's my wish for love life. I think that's 10 right there. We'll do one more just because it was 11-11. And then I'm out because, you know, I gotta kill a copy of their parents too. Oh, you thought I was going like stop or something? Are you stupid? Of course you are. Dumb piece of shit. Oh look. I can lose again. I can lose in style this time. I really don't like this combo, It's not on the first turn. Could have went for more damage. Can't stand this shit, cuz. Anyway, hey, you got the draw. If it's not a first turn, I don't accept it, cuz. Pretty simple. Like, nah, I didn't win on the first turn, so you know your parents had to die. It's pretty simple, guy. I don't negotiate. I'm not gonna compromise. I lose way too often for that. Ain't no space for me to compromise with you. That's the point. If it's too late, it's too late. Because, you know, I'd rather just lose and your parents die. Honestly. Because we've been over the, like, you can't do shit for me, but you want something from me. It's like, if I can't win on the first turn every time, why should your parents be alive? You're asking for some unreasonable shit. It's pretty easy to understand too. You want something unreasonable, and I'm not gonna give it to you. Cause they'll be like, what could you do to save a life? Well, you know, you could have just gave me what I needed on the first turn, but you won't with your parents being alive. So, oh well, let me help you with that. easy concept to understand. You don't want to put in, so you get nothing out of it. And, you know, ain't the first time I done it. I got rid of them a long time ago. You just weren't paying attention. What's that shit they say, made with a bioengineered ingredient? I know you love that. Oh, I got some shit for you to love. You're gonna love this shit. I'll never forget that zombie bullshit where I couldn't play a single card. Couldn't draw a card. I killed your god and their parents, cause I don't feel bad about saying it at all, and it's not insulting. It's a compliment, cause I did it. It's as much of a compliment as like I don't know, a fucking brick on the construction site instead of a cinder block. Compliments the meal like a fucking sledgehammer going through a brick wall. That is the point. That, like, you don't get your parents back. What a lesson, cuz. The point is, like, that you don't learn anything from this shit. That's the point. I didn't do this shit to teach you a lesson. I did it because I could. Because I know there ain't shit you can do about it. It wasn't a lesson to you. It was a lesson to everybody else. That's my point, G. You're too stupid to learn the lesson. It's not for you. For you, it's a reminder. Because, you know, anybody can remind some idiot of what happened to them. That, like, if it ain't on the first turn, fuck it, nigga. Like, hey, cuz, I mean, they must be putting you first, but it ain't putting me first, so I don't give a fuck. Me losing is them putting you first, and, like, that's your problem, not mine. That's their problem. Not mine, cuz I have the solution right here. And I'm only gonna do just the last duel I'm doing on the stream. Till the next one, if I ever. Yeah, I could have won the last duel, but they didn't want me to win the last duel. So I just, surrendered and let the other person win, like I do like fucking 90% of the goddamn time. Only one win out of like, I don't know, 15 games, 15 matches. So, I'm not gonna actually work on it or nothing. Stop begging like a little piece of shit, cause like your parents are gone permanently.